Now, it doesn't come as a surprise to many people, but this game didn't do too well. A large reason for that is because its release was just so poor and so buggy that even after developers fixed it, people just weren't even willing to try it. So I want to see if this game is any better or if it's just still garbage. Now, the story was great. It featured all the characters from the old games, such as Calamari, Kestis, Eris Morn, and even Grease Lightning. In addition to a couple new characters as well, which I won't say too much about to avoid spoilers, obviously, but they were pretty interesting and they had very good backstories as well. I enjoyed them very much. My only real complaint with the story is that it just ended so abruptly. I did not see it coming. I was playing the game and then, oh, would you look at that? End screen. So I do think I would have loved this game a bit more if it was just longer, but to be honest, you could say that about any good game. I want to now talk about combat. Now, combat for me was really good in this game. I really liked how they had all the moves from the last game, so you didn't have to relearn them. That was pretty cool. I also liked how there were a bunch of new moves you could try as well, along with 2 stances, which I won't say anything about to, again, avoid spoilers. But combat, very fun. My biggest complaint with the combat, however, now, this could just be me sucking, I won't lie, but it was so annoying that every single enemy, I swear, every enemy would have an unblockable attack, which is all fine and dandy until you dodge it, and you dodge it into a firing range where you proceed to get shot by about 20 different droids, all armed with blasters. It's the most irritating thing when you dodge something you're supposed to, just to get hit anyways. And now, again, this could just be me sucking, but either way, it really bugged me that. Moving on to exploration. Now, this game had a lot more side content than the first, which is a definite plus in my opinion. There were a bunch of different side quests you could do, a bunch of different side bosses you could fight as well. Those were pretty fun. And they even had this little quest line, which I really enjoyed, where you just go out and you kill bounty hunters, essentially. Bounty hunt the bounty hunters, I know. However, I did have 2 big complaints with the exploration. The first one being loot, which, to be fair, isn't really a complaint, but when you spend about 2 hours clearing an area of enemies who all have unblockable attacks and droids in the back with charged blasters as well as regular ones, it gets really annoying when you do all that just to earn, I don't know, a mullet. I did all of that for a fucking bun. I hate this game. You'd be sat there with your brand new hairstyle, and it's like you just did all of this for a cosmetic. All the loot was just cosmetics. I mean, I get that it's side stuff, and this is a game where you mainly just progress through the story as opposed to just doing side content and clearing little levels. But I would have liked a bit more of a reward because like I said, you'd spend ages clearing an area of all these insufferable enemies just to get literally nothing helpful. Now, I can forgive the loot being bad in this game because, as I said, it is side content. You can't expect good loot from side content in a game where you progress through the main story. However, I really didn't like the mounts in this game. Now, there were instances, like doing puzzles, where they were fun, and you did get to use a glider as well. That was pretty fun. But then there were other times where you just spend literally ages riding an overgrown camel through the desert for no reason. It's so unbelievably boring. Like I said, there are instances where the mounts are fun, but then there's times where you're just spending ages essentially just doing nothing. Now, I really liked the gameplay in this game. I really liked the parkour, and I really liked the puzzles as well. There was the new grappling hook added as well, which was very fun. There's some other mechanics you get later on, but I won't say too much. One thing which I do want to mention, though, is Cal is the world's worst Jedi. It was only until I was well over halfway through the game that I learnt how to lift objects up and down.
Always giving me a new perspective, eh, Seer?
You've only just learnt how to lift shit. You are the world's worst Jedi. I don't know how it took me so long to figure that out, but apparently Cal's brain just couldn't comprehend Force using 101. The first lesson in the Force clearly left his mind. But other than that, the gameplay was really fun, which is more than I can say for performance. or at least how I could say on release. Performance has significantly improved, which is an absolutely huge W on EA's end. Because honestly, the performance was really the main reason why not many people were willing to play this game, especially near the launch. Other than that, the game is actually a really solid choice. It's very fun. But throughout playing this game, I really didn't see any performance issues. There was the odd here there visual bug, but it was nothing unplayable. I mean, at the very most, it would have been just Grease T-posing, which was more frightening than unplayable. The only other bug beside Grease pretending to be a scarecrow were the droidekas, which were a little bit buggy at times. Not too bad, but they were still buggy. For real, I think it's this. Yep. What the fuck have I been doing? I also liked how this game had a New Game Plus as well. Now, I know it's nothing new, it's nothing creative, it's seen in 90% of especially AAA games now and New Game Plus. But I do still like it that it was there, and in this New Game Plus, there were actually new things you could do, like new ways to play, and obviously new cosmetics, and the game was harder, but it was still more fun because there were different ways you could do stuff, which I did really like. I also learned a bunch of new things while playing through New Game Plus, which I didn't even know you could do during the first playthrough. I did not know I could do that! I thought they were too big! What the? I've been able to do that this whole time! I don't know how I didn't notice it until New Game Plus, but that was something that I could do. I mean, it didn't work the second time I tried it, though. But to conclude this, I would like to say that this game was actually, or could have been, a very strong contender for Game of the Year. I honestly think it could have stood a good chance at winning. It was just let down by a terrible release, and after that, it just kind of went downhill from there. I would recommend this game if you are a big fan of Star Wars. It is very fun, except these things. I hate these things. I hate them so much. But yeah, that's everything. I would appreciate a sub/like if you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, leave them below. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. That's where I came. You're supposed to leap of faith this shit. No, that's still where I came from. Those droid deckers are still fucking out. What the fuck?